Kia ora everybody, Chris Farhi here from the Bayleys Insights and Data team. We've got Ankur Dakwale to talk about the biggest news in New Zealand real estate. Ankur, at Bayleys HQ, we've actually got some nice weather today.
Yeah, after a bit of a stormy week, thunderstorms and lightning, it's cleared up today. It's a very beautiful day we have here.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. Bit chilly, but it's like Auckland cold. So all those like people down in Central Otago, they're like, nah, not that cold.
Yeah.
But that's all good. So anyway, good lineup of content this week. So we've got the latest REINZ housing market stats, Spark's new headquarters in Central Auckland, the latest building consent data, an update from Zespri, a little bit of content from our global partner, Knight Frank, and of course, we've got the property of the week. So Ankur, first off, right, we've got the latest REINZ housing market stats.
Yeah.
What happened last month?
Yeah, so REINZ have released the latest stats for April 2022, and we had about 4,262 homes sell in April. This is low compared to a typical April. Now you can say that's because of the storms that we've recently had, or it could be due to the holidays as well. New Zealand median house price was up slightly from 750,000 to 780,000, and the Auckland median house price was slightly down from $1 million to $995,000. House prices indices are slightly down, except in the Otago where it's slightly up, and a couple of regions where it's flat.
Yeah, an interesting month. So very similar to what we saw probably the last 3 months.
Yeah.
Most this year. Interesting that median house price tracking up slightly for New Zealand, very slightly down, but kind of bouncing around within about $5,000. House price indices definitely the one to watch there though.
Yeah.
And yeah, generally, not too much movement there as well. Next up, so we had some building consent stats released by Stats New Zealand. So this was for the March 2023 quarter. Now this was interesting, Ankur. We had like 46,000 homes consented across New Zealand.
Yeah, so 46,000 homes, but compared to last year, it's actually 7.9% down. In the March quarter itself, we had 9,700 homes, which was down 21% on March 2022.
Yep.
And what about the non-res work?
Yeah, so non-residential consents, about 9.6 billion, which was about 11% up from the prior year. Quite tricky because I guess at face value you'd expect there to be quite a big change in a lot of that consenting activity, but not too much so far, although that latest quarter of residential stats, if you focus in on that rather than just the year, 21 down, like that's pretty noticeable drop. Now some commentators have picked up that the building consents at the moment might be actually biased a little bit upwards because of some upcoming changes to the building code, with developers and builders trying to get those consents in before those new changes take effect. And I think that was something to do with insulation. But if you know a little bit more, drop a comment in the description. We'd love to hear what you know about that fact as well. But yeah, overall, probably a little bit more resilient than we would have expected, but definitely starting to trend down. And then Ankur, over the past week, we also had Spark making some announcements about their Central Auckland headquarters.
Yeah, so Spark is moving their offices. So they're moving to the new Manson development on Albert Street. So this is 50 Albert. The move is expected to happen in 2025. And Spark will now occupy 6 of the 12 stories. And there's some cool stats about the sustainability of this building, Chris.
Yeah, so this one's interesting, like a lot of Manson's recent developments, targeting 6-star Green Star, so it's like your world leadership for that. They're also looking at WELL certification across the whole building. I guess this is picking up on some of the initiatives from 136 Fanshawe Street, where some of the occupiers rolled out WELL ratings. The other thing is that this new building, they're going to have 120% carbon offset across construction and its life cycle of operation, and that is being achieved in at least part through the planting of native trees. So quite a cool initiative there, but yeah, exciting building, and that one's obviously been under construction for a bit. If you've been down in that part of the city, you would have seen the groundworks underway for some time now. So yeah, super exciting. Now just moving into the rural space, so we had some announcements from Zespri, and so they're of course the world's largest marketer of Kiwifruit and are responsible for what I'd say is nearly all of the Kiwifruit being exported out in New Zealand. So the general theme from their announcement was that quality was up, but export volumes are down for this latest 2023 season. So overall they're expecting about 136 million trays of green, sun gold and ruby red kiwifruit this year. This is down from 171 million trays during 2022. A lot of that change is due to the impact of some of those severe weather events disrupting crops. But what they have reported, I guess on the positive side, is that fruit quality has been better this year. And if you remember going back like 12 months ago, they had some quality problems across the industry with like soft fruit and things like that. So it's good to hear that the export partners are reporting favourably on this year's crop. Ankur, the big question though, green, gold or ruby red? Like what's in your fruit basket?
Yeah, so I've heard ruby red is pretty rare to get in New Zealand. A lot of that stuff is exported. So if you do find some anywhere, grab some while you can.
Yeah. Well worth checking. What about yourself? Like green or sun gold or?
I'll go for some gold for me.
Some gold, yeah. Our household's definitely sun gold, so it's exciting. Now moving offshore, Ankur, over the past week we also had Knight Frank, our global partner, release their latest Prime Global Cities Index. What do we know there?
Yeah, so Knight Frank released their Global Cities Index for the first quarter of 2023. Now it looks at the price growth of the top 5% of desirable homes in different cities around the globe. Now you have the latest result showed, which is 0.4% drop over the past 12 months. And what's really interesting is it's been the first time since 2009 since the average has dropped. The slowdown is, as we all know, is attributed to higher interest rates. But there are some anomalies here as well. So Dubai is up 44% in the last 12 months. So we also have Miami, which is up 11%. And now Zurich in Switzerland is also up 9.4%. Where do New Zealand cities sit, Chris?
So the New Zealand story not quite as great at the moment. So Auckland, Wellington and Christchurch all sitting at the bottom of the 46 cities that are monitored. As can be expected, the New Zealand markets have moved a lot faster than the markets overseas. So our rankings at the moment, right down the bottom. I think what will probably happen though is that we saw New Zealand move first in terms of that correction, other cities and countries coming behind. And so we'll probably start to float back up the ratings as other cities also have corrections. A little fun fact there is this latest release was the first one that included Christchurch. So well done to the team at Bayleys Christchurch for helping us to get the city onto the index. So it's super exciting to see 3 New Zealand cities in the latest publication. Also in global news, Knight Frank released their latest Spanish market update for Q1 2023. Ankur, what do we know about Spain?
Yeah, so we've got Spain office market updates. We've got the vacancy rate over there sitting at 11.5%. That's very similar to Auckland, which is at 10.9%, but it has decreased in central areas like the CBD in Spain. So you got more people coming back into the CBD. On the rental side though, you got rents that remain stable, but are expected to increase as better facilities and technologies are sought after. So this is more of a flight to quality that we're seeing over here in our major cities as well. And on the investment side, you got greater investment in the office market with yields currently remaining stable.
And then finally, to wrap up, we've got our property of the week. So I'll kick off this week. So I've got 14 Ring Terrace in St. Mary's Bay in Auckland. And so this is a luxurious home located in the highly desirable area of St. Mary's Bay, just next to central Auckland. It's a 4-bedroom home, 3 bathrooms, sitting on 582 square metres. It's got multiple living areas, an open plan design. It's got an awesome kitchen, featuring state-of-the-art appliances and a stunning design that suits cooking and entertaining. And if you want to learn more, you can contact Edward Pack from Bayleys Ponsonby. And then Ankur, what have you got for us this week?
Yeah, my property of the week this week is 40 Grant Road in Lake Taupo. Now this is lifestyle living at its best. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, sitting on 5.22 hectares. It's a charming property combined with contemporary and rural living. Beautifully presented, including retrofit double glazing and a heat transfer system. If you want to learn more about this property, please get in touch with Alison Whittle or Eliza Elsley from Bayleys in Taupo.
Yeah, awesome. So with that said, we'll wrap it up here. So thanks very much, Ankur.
Thanks, Chris.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.